In this video, I'll be talking about how to use OERcommons.org to search for open textbooks. This is the OER Commons homepage. OER Commons is a digital public library and collaboration platform for open educational resources launched in 2007 by the Institute for the Study of Knowledge Management in Education. OER Commons is home to over 50,000 open educational resources and is one of the go-to repositories for ancillary materials, like class activities or labs or even full courses and syllabi. There are also open textbooks here. OER Commons has material for all education levels, so I'll show you how to refine your search to get college-level resources since that's what you're looking for. There are many facets of this site to explore, like hubs, collections, groups, and the open author creation tool. But for this video, I want to focus on the best ways to locate OER for higher ed courses. There are a few different ways to search for open textbooks in OER Commons, depending on what you're most comfortable with. The first way is to use the search bar on the homepage. I'll start with a basic search for abnormal psychology. To begin, I usually leave all these fields blank because there's a way to filter the searches further later if you need to. I like to see how many hits the search gets first. And this search has 35 results. These results include all types of OER related to abnormal psychology: a book, a syllabus, a full course. Since I want to find an open textbook first, I can filter these searches by material type here on the left by clicking this drop-down menu, textbook. Now there are only 12 results for the open educational psych textbooks. Some of the resources are rated like these, and you can use this drop-down box at the top to sort the order of results by relevance, title, rating, date added, or visits. To give an example of a subject with more results, let's look at physics. For a general physics search, there are 8,280 results. For a broad subject like this, it's more important to use the filters on the left. The education level filter may be helpful for these larger subjects too. The advanced search option here on the right is basically just listing out all of your filter by options, so there's not really a reason to use it. I like to be signed in when I search for materials on OER Commons. You can log in or make a free account here at the top. But once you're logged in, you'll be able to save your items and organize them in folders. You can also join a group or contribute to a hub. It's free. Speaking of groups and hubs, another way to explore books and materials on this site is through OER Commons curated collections, institutional hubs, and member groups. To look for resources in the curated collections, click Discover in the ribbon at the top and then Collections. These collections are developed by digital librarians and include collections such as these: FET Interactive, CTE, Adult Education. For example, within the Open Textbooks Library collection, you will find open textbooks from the Open Textbook Library, as well as activities and teaching materials for some of those books. You might want to check here for instructor resources for an open textbook you like that you find on another repository. You can also browse the institutional hubs for resources. Hubs are a place where institutions and OER creators build collections specific to their institution. For example, the OpenStax Hub includes a group for each of the OpenStax textbooks, where instructors can share materials for the book that they've created. These groups are also linked on the OpenStax website. To find groups, you go to that same ribbon and click Groups. Anyone with an account can create a group for any reason. If interested, you can join a group and save resources to that group. There's a tutorial explaining exactly how to do that in the OER Commons Starter Kit group if you're interested. There are many groups for a variety of topics and subjects, so when you're looking here, I'd suggest using the search box here or exploring manually. Here's the OpenStax Psychology book again, and all the resources here are related to that book. When you click on a resource, it takes you to a snapshot view of its details. Here you can see reviews, if there are any, a short description of the resource, and its stats. You can also remix the resource if you're signed in, download it, or share using these buttons. To view the resource or save it to your profile, click here. This page looks like this if you weren't signed in. This resource functions as a collection of readings and is a mix of a variety of sources created using the OER Commons in-house editing tool, OpenAuthor. Within each unit, there's a reading and some check for knowledge questions. Not all resources or open textbooks on this site will look like this. Many, if not most, link out to other sites or documents. Like I've said before, OER Commons is the go-to repository for open ancillary teaching materials. There are other repositories I'd look to before this one for open textbooks, but this is where I'd look for extra resources. Even though there are only 2 results in this search, this first result is really good. I see in the description that it was grant funded and includes many collected resources and case studies. This resource links out. You can also come to this site to explore the ancillary teaching materials for OpenStax books. The best way to do that is to go to the OpenStax hub in the drop-down menu at the top like I just showed you. After that, you can select the book you're most interested in, and here are some resources. You may also want to look for open resources at oertex.highered.texas.gov, or just use Google to search OERTX. Here you'll find a collection maintained by the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board that features OER that is actually being used in higher education classrooms around Texas. The mechanics of this site are pretty much the same as with OER Commons, so you should have no problem searching for resources here as well. Thanks for watching this video. If you would like help searching for OER for your course, you can reach out to the library or fill out an OER request form at utrgv.libguides.com/OER.